It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories.
A massive fire in Aurora damages 3 homes and displaces multiple families. What investigators are saying about the cause of the fire.
It's a piece of paper and people can still get a hold of guns.
We're learning more about a mother and daughter allegedly killed by an ex-boyfriend. Why the case is now bringing criticism to the laws meant to protect domestic violence victims.
The concerns that the East Colfax community have relayed to us are very real.
A community demanding action, saying issues with 911 contributed to a woman's death. Tonight we're getting answers from the top official at Denver 911.
They actually found that the cell tower that those 911 calls were hitting was programmed incorrectly.
Good evening and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter.
And I'm Danny New. Tonight, multiple families are displaced after a fire damaged 3 homes in Aurora. Air Tracker 7 flew overhead this afternoon in the area of Buckley and Smoky Hill Road near Quincy Reservoir.
Denver 7's Rob Harris joins us live from the scene. Rob, firefighters are still working to determine the cause of that fire.
Yeah, Jessica, in fact, we don't even know exactly where the fire started, according to firefighters. They're hoping to learn that through the investigation. What we do know is the house directly behind me was destroyed by flames, and then the houses on either side of it were extremely damaged through that fire. We also know that the initial 911 call came in around 2:45 p.m. this afternoon, and I talked to the man who made that call.
I hope this can all just, be rebuilt.
Robert Lease has called this neighborhood home off and on for decades. But it's safe to say today was full of firsts for him and his neighbors.
I was sitting at my table eating and I smelled something, and I'm a cigarette smoker. I looked out front and in between the 2 houses, all I could see was just showers of flames. I mean, huge flames.
This is an older neighborhood. It has mature trees that tower over the houses. But neighbors say during this, the flames towered over the trees.
Got the phone, dialed 911, and I also grabbed my hose, I turned it on, I just started getting stuff wet. I'm like, whatever it takes, to help stop, whatever. I'm gonna do that part.
The urgency galvanized the entire neighborhood. While Robert Lease dialed 911 and wet the nearby lawn, other neighbors ran towards the flames.
Other neighbors are breaking into the homes, knocking down doors, trying to make sure everyone is okay. To me, that was the best thing out of this whole rotten tragedy, was to see how the community came together and really helped each other out.
That's the message Lees wants other Colorado neighborhoods to take from his, to have each other's backs, always, just like his did.
I love you, neighbors. You're wonderful. You did the right thing.
So firefighters were on scene today for several hours to mop up after the fire and make sure no hot spots reignited in the homes behind me. Most of the firefighters have now left the scene, but there are still inspectors here at this hour trying to, again, determine how this fire started. We're told they're going to keep working probably through the next few days, and hopefully we will learn more about what happened here. Jessica?
It's a neighborhood really looking out for each other. Thank you, Rob. Well, Denver 7 is digging deeper into what a Loveland mom did to protect her children and herself from the ex-boyfriend who ultimately killed her and her daughter last week. In documents obtained by Denver 7, Lindsay Dahm filed a temporary civil protection order against her alleged killer, Javier Acevedo, in September of last year. This past June, she was granted that order after claiming she was a victim of domestic violence. In that order, it was noted that Acevedo was not allowed to own or buy a gun or ammo. By Colorado law, he would have been required to give up his weapon, and we know the gun used last week was purchased legally in March of 2021.
It also helps in that it limits gun ownership for people who have been in domestic violence and have a protection order against them. The unfortunate part is it's a piece of paper and people can still get a hold of guns.
The Colorado Domestic Violence Fatality Review Board says more than 60 people died in Colorado in fatal domestic violence related incidents in 2020. Firearms are the main weapons used in the reviewed cases by the board.
A man wanted for a deadly crash in Denver over the weekend has turned himself in to police. Taylor Lindsay is being held on investigation for leaving the scene of an accident involving death. The crash happened around 1 a.m. Tuesday at the intersection of 40th Avenue and Pena Boulevard. Police say one person died at the scene but did not reveal any other details.
Even if Denver's sidewalk initiative fails at the ballot box this November, it appears the movement to fix the sidewalks has had an impact. Today, the city's Department of Infrastructure announced a new initiative to fix the sidewalks. The department will use funding from parking meters and citations to start paying for repairs, along with money from the state's general fund. The city says it will add more than $1 million to existing contracts with concrete companies to start making those repairs this year.
Denver will open its annual affordable housing voucher lottery next month. About 20,000 people are expected to apply, but only 500 will be accepted. The voucher lottery program will work with individuals and families of all different sizes and incomes. For example, a family of 4 must make around $53,000 or less to qualify. And then the program pays a portion of a family's rent, around $1,200 per month. Lottery entries must be submitted online by heading to the Housing Authority's website. But if you don't have access to a computer, you can head to the Denver Public Library or one of the DHA's Opportunity Centers. The applications will open up on September 15th, and lottery numbers drawn will be posted to the Housing Authority's website.
Well, make sure you check your mailbox over the next week. Today, Governor Polis announced a vast majority of Coloradans will receive their Tabor refund check by the end of next week. As a reminder, single tax filers will receive $750. Joint filers will receive $1,500. If you have not filed your taxes yet, you have until October 17th to be eligible for the payout.
Denver's Department of Public Health says it's currently monitoring a monkeypox exposure at the Diamond Cabaret. DDPHE says the downtown Denver Exotic Dance Club has been fully cooperative throughout the process. Health officials say they confirmed a case of monkeypox in mid-July and have notified staff members who had close contact with the infected employee. This year, there have been 55 confirmed cases of monkeypox in Denver, and statewide there have been 75.
2 major victories for abortion rights in less than 24 hours.
This sends a message that the women are coming out of the woodworks. Like, we are not going anywhere, and we are going to protect ourselves.
Which state just voted to uphold abortion protections, and what the president's new executive order entails.
It's got the smallest land footprint of any of the renewables, much less the fossil energy sources.
Plus, you've heard of solar and you've heard of wind, but another source of renewable energy could be the next big thing in Colorado.
Colorado certainly gets the gold star for really squeezing its people.
And renters say their mail is being held hostage. Why one apartment complex is charging a mandatory fee just to pick up a package.